Hey, Captain Matt here. So I want to do a little design help. Went to Facebook Landscape Lighting Group here. And again, remember, with different artists, you're going to get different suggestions. It's not like one is wrong. You know, they can all look great, but uh, I've studied under some of the best here, and this is just how I would do things. So I'm going to go ahead and roll into it. You got this guy here asking, first time doing landscape lighting. And he's already saying he's going to use 22 spotlights, 20 trees, and 2 on the front, left, and right of the house, and some pathway lights. So right there, you've already boxed in a design. Not good, right? So start with the project and then figure out how many lights you're going to need. So what's interesting is there's not enough pictures here to actually do a design. But I will see, you're talking about 20 trees, but then we look at your pictures, and your pictures alone tell us what what is the focal point. Right, so yeah, you got all these trees, but your only other picture is this front of the house, this centered part of the house. So someone's home is their castle. It shouldn't be hidden, right? So we do need to bring that to life a little bit. Now this one's going to be tough, right? Because if you put an uplight right here on the left and then right here in front of this brown, the white's going to reflect it. The brown's going to absorb it. So even if you're at the same exact distance with the same wattage, it's going to look different. So what I would recommend there is I would cut that piece out right now if you're not used to it and you're not demoing it, and then I would focus on these two gorgeous trees. I'd make them centerpiece trees. However, we still want the home. You have to guide guests where you want them to go, visually direct them to their destination. So we need to make sure this porch area is the highest level of lighting to draw the eye into it. However, there's not enough pictures up here. But I can say for sure one thing is I would light this corner here and this corner here. You're going to bring some volume up on the house so it doesn't just disappear with all the tall trees. And then something's going here, but it's so dark of a picture I can't see. But you're going to want to probably, these look like they might be columns. So you're going to either uplight or downlight those columns. It's too hard to tell, but you're going to need some lighting on here, and then I would uplight that to add to the volume. And then on these trees, I mean, I would use most of my lights on these trees if you're only going to use 22. So, and with the house, we want the house to remain a focal point, but also draw attention to the trees at the same time. I would backlight these two trees. I would not do any lights in the front of these trees, because then they're gonna look more important than the home, than the castle when people arrive. And we don't want that. So I would backlight these trees, probably looking at 3 on the base of this one, probably 3 or 4 on the base of this one. And I'd also do uplights inside of this tree, right? These canopies are mammoth. Let's brighten up this canopy, do some uplights here. I mean, you're probably looking at 4 to 6 uplights in each tree up on the actual branches, right? You're still gonna backlight, boom. So what's that? All that backlight is gonna almost silhouette this tree. It's gonna bounce down on that house. So the ambient, the light's gonna come down on it. You're gonna see the house. You'd have a focal point right here because that's where people would enter, and then the trees would look awesome. I'd probably even consider some moonlighting, but not knowing exactly what the plans are for this vegetation down here, and then what is beyond over here. And being your first job, maybe you don't want to do moonlighting, but moonlighting on these trees with uplighting in the canopy would be badass. So anyways, real quick, if I only had 20 fixtures, I'd start them all right here on this front porch area, and then these 2 trees. And then as the project progressed, I can't say which trees I would do here without seeing the entire property, because again, it needs to make sense. Yes, you can put lights on all the trees, right? I mean, that's a design, but it's not a thoughtful design. And then I saw some of the comments about, he has 20 trees, so you need 20 lights. None of these trees are just a single light tree, not a single one. Minimum of 2 on every tree. And I would highly suggest backlighting when it comes to where you can see the home, so that you allow the home to remain the castle. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.